Hi, this is Larry Ellis. I'm from Tennessee, and some of my friends and family have been wanting to know about the new guitar that I've got, so I thought I would make a video to show that to them, as well as anybody who may be thinking about purchasing one of these from overseas, out of the country. Um, I wanted to pass on to you what I thought about my experience in getting this guitar and another couple of instruments uh, from luthiers that are out of this country, particularly Nicaragua, because I've got three instruments that come from Nicaragua, including this guitar that was just delivered Friday. Um, it's, I think, really, the luthier done a really good job. But I know from my own experience that when you start buying something like this where you don't know the person you're buying from, you know, it's always a chance of today with all the scams and all going on, that there's a problem. And I've seen several comments about people expressing, well, they're concerned about uh, doing a transaction like this. So I wanted to tell you about my experience a little bit, what I have found, what I've gotten, and maybe help you with your decision. I'm not telling you to buy these. I'm not in partners in any way with the gentleman who makes these guitars. I believe in the instruments that I got, and I just wanted to pass along in case you were studying it and maybe help you understand what to expect. Now, first, let me say, I wanted a special guitar, although I've only been playing guitar a little over about a year and a half, really. And I really hadn't focused on learning it like I should. It seems like it's become more of a collecting thing than actually being able to play. I don't know whether I'll ever be able to play, but I enjoy the instruments. I'm just a common person. I don't have much of a musical background, but I enjoy, as I'm getting older here, learning new things. I'm trying to keep my brain sharp, you know. But anyway, I wanted a guitar. I wanted like a dreadnought. When I first ordered this, I didn't have one. I had a I can't remember, I believe it's an old Ovation Celebrity, like a 1992 model or something. It didn't agree with me as far as holding it, and I wanted something to sit and hold. So looking at guitars, and I decided that I'd get one with like a rosewood side and Sitka top. Seemed like what I wanted. I know mahoganies are good too, but that's what I wanted. That's what I went for. And I had a friend who bought a ukulele from a man named Luis Pilarte. That's Luispilarte in Nicaragua. And it was just gorgeous. I mean, wow. And I've seen several of his instruments come across for sale, and they just look great. So I had bought, before this, from another company, I had bought a ukulele, cocobolo ukulele. It's cocobolo all the way around. Everywhere is cocobolo. And I love the sound of this thing. So I had a little insight in what cocobolo would sound like. They aren't real cheap, but these are expensive woods too, if you stop and think about it. I was interested in cocobolo because in my study and reading, I found that Brazilian rosewood, you essentially can't get an instrument built out of it if it wasn't already built somewhere back 30s or something like that, that the Brazilian rosewood, and it could have been a little later, whatever the date is, because the trees were endangered. They were so sought after for the hardness of the wood and the beauty of the wood, other characteristics of it, I guess, for musical instruments and furniture. So I had a friend back in the 70s who was a championship duck caller. He won like the champion of champion callers over in Arkansas. And I remember when he was making duck calls that he chose cocobolo wood because it was so hard. And he felt like it gave more volume, the loudness, and the ducks could hear it better. It could withstand the moisture. So I had some cocobolo calls and heard him blow them, and I knew the wood was pretty dense, and did a little more study and found out that cocobolo wood on this scale that they use for check hardness called the Janka scale, and I've got it pulled up here. Cocobolo is one of the harder woods that's used for tone woods, used for instruments. And if I can get this to share my screen, yeah, here we go. So on the Janka scale, you have cocobolo, well, let's say East Indian rosewood first. The Janka scale, 2440. Now, the higher the number, the harder the wood. So you got East Indian rosewood that a lot of guitars have now that use rosewood, 2440. And come down to cocobolo, and cocobolo comes in right here, 2960. 2960 on cocobolo and 2440. Now, I don't know much about hardness, but the way the scale works, the higher the number, the harder the wood. So with cocobolo at 2960, and we go to Brazilian rosewood, which it wasn't on that list, but I went to another source. And remember, cocobolo is 2960. The Janka hardness on Brazilian rosewood is 2790. So that got me to thinking that, if cocobolo did that well for duck calls, and it's a harder wood, and that's something that's desirable in making these instruments to get good sound, it would probably be good in instruments. And of course, that's why one of the reasons I bought the original ukulele. That was, this is a 5-string, and it's made out of cocobolo. And it's pretty wood, beautiful. Can't tell much about it. Lighting's not very good. Then my friend bought that one, and I just loved it. It was beautiful, gorgeous. Then I wound up buying this one. Now, this was after I had ordered my guitar, but it's somewhere in there, this one come up, and you see that's cocobolo that he has got inlay around the sound hole on this one. Just a good instrument within itself, and look at the back on that. That's like 5 different pieces of cocobolo. Just beautiful, beautiful. Rounded on the back. Can't remember what they call that. And the top is cedar. But it sounds well too. So I even had the guitar ordered before I received that one. I was wondering how it would sound with a guitar. And I looked at buying some guitars that were cocobolo. And if you do any kind of research from any reputable company, when I say reputable, I'm talking about those other than like you get China. You can find some Chinese that are around $1,500, $1,800, something like that, Chinese cocobolo. But I don't know about the wood. I know that the man who made this guitar and my ukulele used good quality wood. So let me tell you about the guitar. So you know now why I went with cocobolo. The sound should be better. Matter of fact, in theory, you would think it might be a little better than Brazilian rosewood. I'm speaking into this sound hole, and I can hear my voice echoing in there. The guitar is just so lively. But let me take it off. We're going to show it to you better. This top, Luis, I wanted Sitka spruce. Anyway, he suggested this Engelmann. He found some Engelmann that was 4A master grade, and it's just beautiful grain on there. I asked him to make me his version of a Martin D28. So as far as the top goes and the bottom, this is Martin D28 size. The overall length is 40 point something inches, about like a Martin D28. You know, he succeeded there. And the quality, I'm going to tell you, this is handmade in a little shop that Luis has there in Nicaragua. And it's just perfect. He showed me him making it as he went along, and he wasn't using high-tech equipment. These were hand tools. So you've got a Luther here that's using hand tools, using his skills, and man, it's beautiful. So cocobolo on the sides, and look at the back. Look at the gloss of that, just beautiful. And not only that, when it comes to Martin, the D28 has book matched backs. Their D35s, which is a little upgrade model, a little higher, they have 3-piece backs. And Luis built the 3-piece back on this one. Again, same size as the D28, D35. The bridge, cocobolo, bone saddle, compensated saddle. And I'm not sure what the pins are. They may even be plastic, but you can always replace those, relatively inexpensive. I put Elixir 8020 NanoWeb 1151s, custom light strings on the guitar. I think they sound pretty good. He has a cocobolo inlay. This is just as smooth as it can be. Excellent job on the nitrocellulose, on the body, all that shine. You know, he done a fantastic job with that. The fretboard, the frets it's just as smooth on the corners, no sharp edges. They feel good. The neck feels good. It's mahogany neck. Cocobolo fretboard. He got the little diamond inlays that he put in. They're well done, just as smooth as they can be over that. He placed fret markers on the 3rd, 5th, and 7th, 9th, and 12th on top as visuals. The headstock, he's got cocobolo face on it. Well, he's got his initials up there. Kind of see those inlay there. On the back, again, on the back of the mahogany, he put cocobolo faceplate on it. Now, I spent a little extra money. I was concerned about what tuners he might put on, so I bought these tuners for him to put on. They are, he actually ordered them. I paid for them. It was in addition to the original money we'd agreed on. But these are 510 Gotos, super tuners, 1:18 ratio. And they are smooth. I really like them. I'm glad I made that decision. So what else can we say about it? And I don't know, see what it sounds like. Now, I don't normally use a pick, and I'm not good at guitar, but I'll play just a little bit here for you, and you can hear what it sounds like. Now, when I first got it, the strings on it, I checked the intonation, and the intonation was not good. Of course, that's kind of hard to get right. I understand on acoustic guitars anyway. But I replaced the strings, and when I put these new Elixir 8020 1152s on, the intonation got really good. Most of the strings were within 2 clicks, 2 cents, and these are still new strings. I just put them on last night at 10:30. They hadn't found their happy place yet. But I found the intonation is really good. They're all 1 to 4%. Only one of them was at 4%. I believe that was the B string. And I might be able to do a little work up here on the saddle, get that correct. But so what did I experience? A little concern, about putting some money out up front. Would I ever see this guitar? Is this a scam? The normal questions. I read some of the things on Facebook, especially on our ukulele lovers, and people are asking questions. They were really hesitant because they like to play the instrument. I like to play the instrument. I've bought instruments that I have played. I bought some that I hadn't played. So far, I've not been disappointed, and this one certainly didn't disappoint me. When Luis asked me about the string height, I told him I'd like it relatively low, but not too low, and he made sure there wasn't a buzz. So it came in good shape there, good straight neck, truss rod, steel truss rod. This is the first instrument that he built with a steel truss rod. So this is kind of his first one there to make, and now he wants to make more of them. He likes them so well because he's made lots and lots of classical guitars. And at first that's what he thought he was going to build me, but I said, no, I want a steel truss, and I had to pay extra for that. That's okay. So it's just like your normal steel truss rod, where you can adjust the neck with an Allen wrench. The rest of the chorus. Anyway, you're getting an idea of what it sounds like. But this is his prototype, and just like I'm going to wind up with it. It's everything that I wanted. The only thing that I might take that at first caused me a little hesitancy was a D28 is, as far as depth, it is 4 and 7/8 inches. Usually a dreadnought is around 4 7/8 to 5 inches in depth. This one's 3 7/8, so it's full inch, 20% shallower. And I wonder what it would sound like if it'd been just a little more. But pretty good bass on that. And the sustain just goes on and on. Anyway, if I've got 5 guitars, 3 Yamahas, different models. Even one of them's a LL36 that I would hate to part with because I love it. I got a PRS, I love it. But if I was stuck to where I could only have one guitar, I'm convinced this is the one I would keep. Actually, the little less depth, I think that when it comes to just playing in a room, it's probably better. Now, if you're going to play it in a crowd, you may want the big booming D28 sort of sound, or the LL36, the jumbo. But this is the one I would keep if I was limited to one. I think Luis is an honest person, that he is trying to have a business and wants to treat people honestly, even this deal over the width of it, the depth of it, he said, Larry, you know, sell the guitar and I'll build you another one. Or, you know, I could send it back to him, but one of the things that the business people there can do in their country is to sell these ukes. And it's been true with the other ukulele I had that was cocobolo, and the guitar and this other ukulele, the customs, it's no problem with them. They go right through. Now, I did have problems with the USPS here in the United States. You can get like a speedy delivery, about 3 days. I chose the longer one. The small ukulele took me 21 days to get here, paying standard shipping. Can't remember what that was, $70 or $80 maybe. The guitar was $130 or so for the slow shipping. But it comes across to Miami and then goes through customs there, and then it's shipped out to distribution centers. And somehow in Miami, whenever it's processed through that facility, they sent mine to Cincinnati. And it sat there and sat there and sat there, no movement on my tracking. And finally, after 5 days of it just sitting there, I went up to the post office and talked with the people. And they said, well, what happened? It got sent to Cincinnati by accident. And of course, Memphis is our distribution center here for where I live. And it went to Memphis, and Memphis can be a black hole when it comes to the Postal Service. I'm sorry if you work with the Postal Service, it's just gotten a bad reputation. And you can see why. So apparently, it probably was shipped out of Cincinnati, but not processed in our local distribution center. And after my call to the post office, expressed a little concern. I was very kind and understanding and offered to do things like, just let me go to the distribution center and pick it up. She says, well, you can't do that. She gave me a phone number, called them back, and promised she would follow up. You know what? The next day it was delivered. I don't know whether that was by chance or whether I stirred it up a little bit. But anyway, that was one of the greatest disappointments I had. And that was not Lewis's fault. Lewis shipped it out on August the 30th. Plenty of time. And like I say, the ukulele was 21 days. And I think it was September, last Friday, whatever last Friday was, September the 20th, that this one was delivered. But it should have been delivered quicker by the way they worked it through customs here in the States. Anyway, my experience is that you're going to get a good instrument. Can something happen to it when it's been shipped? Yes. I even know of one situation which are in Nicaragua, and maybe take the parrot and put on for his an abalone or mother of pearl for his fret markers and the headstock. I think that getting a brand like that would be helpful to him. And whenever he starts putting the abalone on, I mean, I would have loved to have this guitar with the abalone decorations on it. It wouldn't sound any better. And the looks of this one's fine. I'm pleased, folks. Anyway, I hope I help you with your decision. So good luck with it. I don't get anything from this from Lewis. We are not partners. I just told him and that he produced a good instrument, and there was a lot of concern out there. I wanted to relate to you what my concerns are. If I were buying another one, I would not hesitate on the quality that I'm getting. I think you're going to get a very good quality instrument. It's going to sound great. You'll be proud of it. But it's a little aggravation getting it from one country over here. But you got to stop and ask yourself, am I getting something special? And I did. I've got a cocobolo ukulele that if you look up what cocobolo ukuleles are selling for, it's really something eye-opening. It's like $5,000 up if you look at the brand names. And I think you can get the quality instrument with Lewis. But whatever. Hope I helped you. Have a good day.